The Manor, in the heart of Sheffield, was once one of the largest housing estates in Europe. It's now a favourite beat for traffic cop PC Tim Scothern.
Extremely quiet around here. It's too quiet.
His mission is to catch criminals, but today's different. He's teaching a rookie police officer, PC Chris Hawke, a former postman, what it's like to work in traffic. It has its quiet moments.
So I went to the job all day from ops and had one incident come across.
But then all hell can suddenly break loose.
There's a bike at 2 up moped. Let's see what we've got. Skizzle shout left.
Lesson number 1, how to deal with criminals on 2 wheels.
Fortunately, there we go. The motorcyclist was driving erratically. Saw him, didn't like the look of him, and decided we were going to have a talk to him.
Just get off that bike for us, mate, please.
But this rider doesn't want to stop and have a chat. He's off.
He did a lot of little manoeuvres to try and outwit me on the bike by doing tight U-turns and trying to go back. But it didn't count for the fact that I blocked every move, and every time he tried to do a U-turn on me, I just put the car in the way. And it was him who were having to do all the manoeuvres, not me.
Access from Tango Romeo Charlie 2. Tango Romeo Charlie 2, we've got a motorbike failing to stop. Yankee Romeo 5-2, Whiskey Juliet Lima. It's on the pavement. Yes, it's failing to stop. We're on Fish Ponds Road. Fish Ponds Road, it's still on the pavement.
This is a Fish Ponds Road. Can you have a make and colour of this?
Yes, we don't know what make and colour it is. I'm not an expert, unfortunately. All I know is we've got a moped, one rider with a helmet on, laptop. Yes, it's still on the pavement. We're doing 40 miles an hour on the pavement.
As soon as somebody starts riding away like that, you know that it's a big chance that it's a stolen vehicle.
Yes, we're on Castlebeck Avenue. And it's still on grassland. We're going on to parkland. He's given us the bird. Not a lot we can say at the moment. It's a Peugeot motor scooter. And he's going to attempt to go onto grass.
He eventually realised that those tactics were failing, and his only way out then was to go into a part of the Manor estate where they had little rat runs and snickets with areas where cars can't go, and that's where he decided to take me.
Go on, get him.
His only option left if he wanted to evade being arrested was using those barriers.
The motorcyclist has taken to a path where children are playing, but PC Hawke still can't stop him.
So we could be heading back towards the general area of the backs of Wainwright, Crescent, that type of area of Sheffield.
Scothern's tutorial in catching bike crooks isn't turning out quite how he wanted it to. The lesson learned is that they're virtually impossible to catch.
You see it?
And this one knows it.
Get him again if he goes back onto fields, because you won't get through as quick this time. Not through it yet. Access from Tango Romeo Charlie 2. Yes, if the air support is coming up, the biker is in fields taunting again, he's ridden off back into that area.
It's unfortunate that when someone gets away from the police like that, they certainly, I'm sure that they get a bit of ego out of that, and they start extending the crime, and we'll do that again. The major problem in Sheffield are off-road bikes where quite clearly they've been stolen at some stage and they've been stripped down and used to ride them around the estates.
It's becoming more and more difficult for the traffic cops to catch criminals as their numbers are being cut. Over the last 2 decades in England, spending on traffic police has fallen from 15% of police resources to just 5%.
If the numbers reduce too much, my concern is that they will become a reactive arm rather than a proactive one.
But despite their falling numbers, and with ever more people using the roads, the traffic cops are increasingly likely to be the first point of contact for people who are breaking the law.
Don't use your phone while you're driving.
And they're not just those committing motoring offences.
Have you got any identification on you at all? Anything to prove who you are?
What may have seemed like a fairly routine stop develops into something much more.
Even though they are stretched, South Yorkshire's traffic cops still have to patrol the motorways. This afternoon, PC Martin Northam has got the M18 under surveillance with his in-car video camera on a slip road just outside Doncaster. The camera's part of the system he uses which measures the speed of a vehicle and records the evidence. Already, there's a contender for the video archive.
White Rover.
Foot down. Shades down. Down to business. The Rover driver's not aware that he's got a cop car on his tail, and the speed check video shows he's still doing more than a ton.
The check came back at 105 point something miles an hour, which is, well over the limit.
I don't think he's aware that we're here at the moment, so we'll give him a blast on the siren.
I'd stopped the car to speak to the driver. It immediately became obvious that there was a huge language barrier. The chap was a Kurdish Iraqi and spoke very, very limited English.
In the back, please. In the back. In the back, please. Yeah, that's it.
Despite his lack of English and Northam's lack of Iraqi, the man has been able to communicate an excuse for his speeding. He's late for work.
I don't wish to be rude, mate, but I don't understand exactly what you're telling me. Are you trying to tell me that you start work in 25 minutes?
Yeah.
Where?
You are SARS category. You understand?
No. Is this you? Is this your name here?
Yeah.
Before Northam can deal with the driver's speeding offence, he must verify his identity. That might be easier said than done.
Yeah, write your name.
This one.
Yes, please. Just write it. Nice and neat, so I can read it. What does that say?
Yeah.
What does it say?
Yes.
Besotton?
Yeah.
And that's your last name or your first name?
Last name.
How long have you lived in this country?
3 years.
3 years?
Yeah.
And where do you live?
Sheffield.
Right, what address in Sheffield?
Yeah. I don't know address. This friend address.
It's a friend's address?
Yeah. This friend.
What, in the front?
No,
or the
this
back?
friend will go 5 people in the working.
I don't understand what you're saying. Do you have anything in your pockets with your name on? A card? Do you have an ID card?
No, in the card in Iraq.
One minute. I'm going to go and have a word with your friend.
I tried to establish these facts from his 3 friends in the car, who also were Iraqis, and it again proved difficult.
Do any of you speak English? What about you? Who is the driver? What is his name?
I had a sort of a wall of silence almost. The occupants in the front spoke a bit of pidgin English.
Where does he live?
2 gentlemen in the back indicated to me they didn't understand me at all.
Okay, have you anything in your pockets?
Most people carry some form of documentation on them, whether that be a bank card, a credit card, passport, driving licence, even utility bills people carry, which all goes in some way towards helping establish their identity.
Okay, we're getting somewhere. I might have a name now, but as for a date of birth and an address, I've got no idea.
When we're at the side of the road, we'll take any help we can in establishing the identity of the driver. The last thing we want to be doing is arresting people and taking them to the police station unnecessarily.
PC Northam's having the name he's found run through the police national computer. But something's not quite right.
No, it's a different name. Over. See, thank you.
No, you have a passport. No passport, no.
During my conversation with him, he's managed to say in broken English that he didn't have a passport.
You haven't got a passport? No. Well, what are you doing in this country then if you haven't got a passport?
No passport, like All one, no passport.
If you've no passport at all, I suspect that you might be here as an illegal immigrant.
Yeah.
Okay. So that immediately made me think that he may be an illegal immigrant because clearly you need a passport to come into the country legitimately.
Back on the Manor estate, the scooter rider who was goading the cops is still on the loose. Scotland suspects the bike is stolen and hasn't given up hope of catching him.
That comes out here, doesn't it? Well, that area does. In fact, it's here again, look.
They've caught sight of the Taunter again, but they're on their own as there's still no sign of the police helicopter.
The game at next one.
PC Hawk is beginning to wonder if life wasn't perhaps a bit easier in his old job delivering the mail.
Access from Tango Romeo Charlie 2.
Access Tango Romeo Charlie 2, right.
Yeah, can you tell me if this bike's stolen? Because we keep having, it keeps coming back into Danewood Gardens. We've just lost it again in the Danewood Gardens area. He's obviously intent on taunting us at this time. So obviously, if there's any mobiles in the area, he's quite happy to come back out on the street.
I realised I had no helicopter to assist me. So after a cursory search, you realise that it's time to move on. The bike's gone, and we'll try another day to try and catch it. The rider had literally stolen the bike, the keys and the helmet for that motorcycle. Earlier on in the year, we basically had an accident where a lad was riding a similar motorbike and got quite severely injured at the point where he was riding on the pavement.
The South Yorkshire Police have other ways to apprehend people who are difficult to catch up with, by setting up roadside checkpoints.
It's a good job, isn't it? Eh?
In a lay-by on the A1M, a joint operation is being held with the Nottinghamshire Police Force to get illegal vans and lorries off the roads. The Immigration Service and the Department of Work and Pensions are here with the police to catch illegal immigrants and people working unlawfully. It's a far cry from traditional traffic policing.
The most desirable check size are those which are intersections of major roads, service areas where it's easy to pull vehicles onto and safe. What usually happens is that motorcyclists will travel a distance away from the check site, identify vehicles which they feel would be desirable to stop, and they will then guide the vehicles into the check site.
We're expecting to be getting what we call gangmaster vehicles in, which is basically transit minibuses, transporting the pickers to the fields in Lincolnshire. These gangmaster vehicles tend to include people who, from one end of the scale, who are either claiming benefits to actual illegal immigrants.
Ice cream van's yours.
Would you mind just opening the back up? Have a quick look what's in the back. What we're doing, you see, we're stopping vehicles.
Yeah.
Predominantly, we're looking for illegal immigrants, anything like that.
Yeah.
Smashing, thank you.
Okay.
This chap's from the vehicle inspector will be having a look around your vehicle, checking it for roadworthiness and what have you. Although I've said that your company can take the insurance and the MOT in, ultimately it's your responsibility to make sure they're produced.
Just give it a rock.
If you fail to produce those documents, or if there are any offences on the documents, you would stand with posted on summons for those offences. Right? The chap's actually been stopped earlier on at a check, a similar check to this. You go with the DSS and vehicle examiners. I'm quite happy with the chap. I'm happy with his identity. He's got a producer to produce his documents within 7 days. And my colleague's now asking him a few more questions. The vehicle examiners have checked the vehicle and they're happy with the vehicle state at the minute. Yeah. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for your time. Ta-da.
Well, it's a good thing, isn't it? They got to do these things, and it keeps the riff-raff off the roads, doesn't it?
Further north, on the motorway near Doncaster, PC Northam is still trying to establish the identity of the suspected illegal immigrant that he's caught speeding. His patience is wearing thin.
Is this your friend?
Yeah, it's
Hello? Who am I speaking to?
One second, please. I'm speaking to your friend. What is your name, please? Who? And who? What's your name? And what is the man that you've just called? What's his name, please? Listen, the person that you have just phoned, whose phone I am speaking on, what is his name? Yeah, speak to him, is that really?
Hello.
The problem comes with people that don't speak a lot of English, so even if I'd establish his name off the person on the other end of the phone, when I give him a producer, I've got to be sure that he understands that.
I cannot establish your identity, so I'm afraid I'm going to have to take you to the police station and arrest you for suspicion of being an illegal immigrant, and also under Section 25 of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act. I will caution you, I don't think you're going to understand me, but I will tell you that you don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you don't mention one question, something which you later allow in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. Do you understand? No, I don't think so. Access Tango Radio Charlie 2, over. I'm going to need somebody to attend here, if possible a double-crewed car. I think we're going to need to move the vehicle off the motorway.
You can't leave 3 blokes on the side of a motorway in a car that none of them can drive.
There are up to 100,000 migrants working illegally in Britain, most of them in agriculture. The gangmasters who employ them regularly use the route where the roadside operation is taking place to ferry the workers from the fields in Lincolnshire back to their homes in Sheffield. Now their day's work is done, and the cops are waiting for them.
I think just a glance through the windows actually revealing some foreign nationals in the back of this one. So I would imagine that immigration will be asking them their country of origin and when they enter the country.
008.
The immigration officer is an expert at identifying illegal workers.
It certainly looks like a van load of foreign nationals. We've got to check out their identity, status in the United Kingdom in order to establish what they're doing here and what their intentions are, see whether or not they're working when they shouldn't be working.
How long have you been here? 8 months. You speak good English? Sounds like it.
The illegal immigrant side was being dealt with by immigration. Other people which were non-immigrants in the vehicles were getting checked by the Department for Work and Pensions, which left the police and the vehicle inspectorate to check the vehicles. I was checking for red diesel, which isn't subject to any fuel duty.
A dodgy-looking lorry has been pulled over.
Do you have an operator's licence?
No, I don't need one though, because I'm on my own.
What's weight of your vehicle?
7.5 tonne. What, to be on my own?
Yeah. You're running a business. What you need is a restricted operator's licence, so that you can carry your own goods, not goods for somebody else.
I thought you.
How long have you been operating?
Years. 27 years.
27 years. Oh dear.
Yeah, I'm 44. I've been going since I was 18. I had this lorry about 8 or 9 years.
And it looks like his tyres haven't been checked for 27 years either. This one could have blown out at any moment.
You can see the tread's worn below the minimum requirement, along the middle 3 quarters.
And that's not the end of the driver's problems.
That's not taxed. I bet you're not using tachographs either, are you?
This isn't looking very good, is it?
No.
That's me getting laid down this afternoon ain't going to be very good, are they?
No.
Things are not looking good either for some of the occupants of the vans.
Have you been granted asylum?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, 1 month ago I have a benefit.
Yeah, okay.
No,
But just because your benefit stopped doesn't mean you're granted asylum.
I stopped with benefit now.
Yeah? Okay, I'm going to phone up and find out what your status is. Okay? Can I just check?
The man's admitted to getting benefit. That means he's not allowed to work as well.
You're on benefit, are you?
Yeah, having benefit, mate.
Okay.
1 month ago. You can't, I give you nothing.
We've got somebody from DWP here. This gentleman's just told me he's in receipt of benefit. So he may have exceptional leave to remain for 4 years. Not of interest to me, but he will probably be of interest to you.
The gangmasters tend to go for the people who are on benefits or do it on the side, and they're especially favouring illegal immigrants because of the low pay that they'll accept. So we're hoping to find predominantly illegal immigrants. As far as the police and immigration are concerned, and as far as the DSS are concerned, they're wanting to find people who are claiming benefits illegally.
Have you had your fingerprints taken whilst in this country?
This country?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have? Okay. Have you used one of these machines before?
Yeah.
Okay, well, what we're going to do is take your prints now.
Every migrant who enters the country legally has to have an ID card and have their fingerprints taken.
Why are you shaking?
The portable machine can cross-check the fingerprint database instantly over a mobile phone link.
You're very nervous. Why is that?
No.
You are. Your hands are shaking. They are.
Sunlight, yeah.
Sunlight?
Yeah.
How long have you been working for these people?
Yesterday.
Yesterday?
No, just yesterday and today. But
yesterday and today?
Yeah.
Well, I am going to report you to NAS. But you know you're not allowed to work?
No. No.
No work?
Just pay for money, yeah.
Are they giving you money?
No.
NAS?
Yeah.
They're giving you money?
Yeah.
So should you be working? You shouldn't be working? Yes? No?
No.
No?
No.
Most immigrants that enter the country are not permitted to work, and they're put on benefits. There's very few that are permitted to work.
You had your fingerprints taken? Yeah. Okay. Just take your prints here.
They have a great piece of kit, which is a fingerprint scanner.
Got your name?
This saves hundreds of man-hours.
You say you came here 2 years ago?
When we're out on patrol, we don't have this luxury. So we have to just take them to the police station and then establish their identity from there, which can take hours.
And it is taking hours for PC Northam to confirm the speeder's identity. And now his friends are getting worried about being late for work.
Excuse me. 1 quarter more for kick. I'm getting working.
Right, this chap's going to come to the police station with me. With me.
Yeah.
So this car is not going anywhere. Have you got somebody else you can phone to come and collect you from this junction here? This chap's sort of half given me a name off a banker's card and a date of birth. I can't confirm whether that is his correct details or not. So he's been arrested on suspicion of being an illegal immigrant and also under the powers under PACE, which allow us to take people in who we can't verify their identity.
Meanwhile, on the A1M near the Nottinghamshire border, the joint operation is much more efficient, and dozens of migrant workers are being processed.
You have no permission to work. You should not work. Okay, I am going to report you to the National Asylum Support Team. Okay, and they will then reconsider your continued support in this country. All right. We've got 4 persons that are looking at being removed. They're in the vehicle. 2 of them are absconders. They've been allowed into the country, all rights exhausted. They've gone all the way through the appeals process and basically they've run away. They're here illegally working and they're in the vehicle now.
You and me, we are going to a police station. Okay.
A number of people have been identified as having been rejected for asylum and are going to be arrested and taken to a police station in Nottinghamshire for further questioning.
We've got to do that level of checking in order to ensure that we don't detain persons who are in the United Kingdom legitimately. Although it seems frustrating here, if we took all of them into the custody suite, you can multiply that tenfold easily. It can take half an hour, 3/4 an hour just to log 1 person into a detention facility. So it's better that we spend 15 minutes, 20 minutes on the roadside than waste an hour per person in a custody suite.
For people that do go to ground, the only time that they do come to light again is being stopped by the police. And I would go as far as saying that the majority of people that come into contact with the police is through motor vehicles.
Back on the motorway near Doncaster, PC Martin Northam is waiting for backup to arrive to help remove the car belonging to the unlicensed speeder. Now his friends are insisting that Northam give them a lift to work.
What?
You drive a car, come with me for factory.
And who's going to drive this one? No. I'm not driving you to work. This car will be taken off the motorway by one of my colleagues.
Yeah.
And the car will be parked and locked there. And then you will need to make some other arrangements, I'm afraid.
They were trying to get to a poultry factory somewhere to work. They said they needed to be there in a 1/4 of an hour, and even at the speed they were travelling, there was no way they were going to get there in a 1/4 of an hour anyway. But I think that was the whole reason for the excessive speed in the first place.
Help has finally arrived.
I'll follow up. Matt, they are aware that we're not taking them anywhere. We're just taking them off the motorway. The car's getting locked up and they're making their own arrangements. Right. I've tried to explain that to them, but they don't speak very good English. Right.
We're there to do a job, not to ferry people around the county.
While the men are going to be left to make their own way to work, their speeding friend without a passport will be making his way to Doncaster Police Station. On another motorway, the M1 running through Sheffield, some walkers have been sighted on the hard shoulder. It's not a safe place to walk on and illegal. Traffic cop PC Andy Brown has been sent to check out what they're doing there.
Received on the radio a message regarding 2 pedestrians on the M1, which obviously pedestrians aren't allowed on the M1, so we went to see what was happening.
This is one of the busiest stretches on the whole of the M1. It would be crazy to be walking here.
I have to take them off myself, just they're nowhere near getting off. I'll get out and speak to them because they don't look like the locals. 2 men walking from Rotherham towards Sheffield along the motorway. They couldn't see a problem with that. They obviously don't realise the laws in this country. No, we'll go around there. Yeah? Come on.
The men are apparently going shopping. PC Brown's going to help them on their way, off the hard shoulder. Half a mile away, there's more trouble on the road. Intruders are loose on the side of the motorway. Runaway cattle. PC John Scrooby's been patrolling the highway for 13 years and seen all kinds of stray animals, but cows are a first.
Cows on the motorway. What message they put on the matrix for this one?
The matrix is the display that warns drivers of highway hazards, but it's limited to only a few words.
Animals in road. I was quite pleased that they'd managed to actually put a warning up with the word animals there. They're the biggest cows I've ever seen in my life, grazing on the grass just the other side of the hard shoulder. Let's put a rolling block out for us. I don't know why he's put a rolling block out for me because...
The rolling block has shut down the carriageway. It's reckoned to cost £1 million an hour for every motorway closure. PC Scrooby needs to work fast.
Go on. Gonna move on.
Scrooby's an expert when it comes to tricky customers.
Saddle up. Cows are quite placid. They usually do as you tell them to do. 2 of them just walk straight down the banking, back over the fence and into the field. The third one decided to go the long way around.
A farmer has turned up. He's not happy his animals have been making a bid for freedom and wants to know how it has happened.
He'd obviously been alerted by somebody to the fact that his cows were out there.
PC Scrooby thinks he's rounded up all the stray cows, but the one that went the long way round seems to have gone missing. The hunt is on. Back along the M1, PC Brown has rounded up the pedestrians he caught using the motorway as a shortcut to the shops in Sheffield. They won't be getting prosecuted, just a warning and a lift to the nearby Meadowhall shops.
Get a bus next time.
Alright.
Or train, taxi.
We wanted to tour around, you know.
It's too dangerous though to be walking on here. Even on there, it's too dangerous. And how long have you lived in Rotherham?
Rotherham is now like 2...
How long? How many years?
2 weeks now.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
Where did you come from before that?
We came from Ockington.
Where?
Ockington.
Where's that?
Ockington Barracks.
Barracks? Right. Are you asylum seekers?
Yeah, right.
From which country?
From Uganda.
You've got your ID cards with you then, yeah?
Yes, please.
Ask them for their ID cards, because when they come into the country they're issued with immigration cards, which they must carry with them. Lots don't, and they just claim that they're not aware, but they must carry it with them.
PC Brown and the shoppers are safely off the motorway.
Which airport did you land?
Heathrow.
Heathrow. Same? Heathrow? Gatwick?
But now that Brown has discovered they're asylum seekers, he wants to know if their IDs are in order.
Can you contact immigration at the airport, please? Ask them to do some checks from the other. one of them has got the correct ID card, that's okay, as long as the photo is a good likeness to the person. There's no problem with that one. The other chap who hasn't got a card, we need to clarify that one. So I've just checked with my immigration staff at the Sheffield airport. They're going to get back to me in a second. Just to let me know if everything's okay, then you can go on your way. Okay. Welcome to Sheffield. Yeah. Anything on the motorway is our, we have to get involved with it. Pedestrians on the motorway, because they're asylum seekers, we have to check them out. One's got the correct immigration card that they are given when they enter the country. I'm sure they're all given this when they come in. The other one hasn't got one, so we just need to check that mainly the other one who hasn't got the card is here legitimately.
Backups arrive for PC Scrooby on the northbound carriageway of the M1, and the mystery of how the cows made their great escape has been solved. The fence round their field has been nicked.
Is it just vandalism? Somebody had actually taken the fence out, allowing the cows to get up the banking, where the grass is obviously much greener.
The fence isn't the farmers, it belongs to the Highways Agency, and they're supposed to inspect it regularly. This is the 4th time it's been taken down and stolen.
What gets me is they'll put a brand new stretch up and they come and nick it and vandalise it. I mean, look at it. And they'll come out again and they'll put a new stretch up. It'll be gone again in no time at all. But you see, when they check them, they don't get off their horses to walk down here. And it's somebody on the estates, when they want a nice bit of new tannalised fencing, what's cheaper and easier than coming pinching it, but they want catching, don't they? Yeah. Somebody's going to get killed, aren't they?
What is this? Oh, no, you're not.
The missing cow has returned. All of the gate crashers have now been corralled. Time for Scrooby to get the motorway reopened. Further down the motorway at Meadowhall, PC Brown's inquiry into the status of the asylum seekers is continuing.
Hello, Andy Brown.
With the help of Special Branch.
Right. It's a good system.
Special Branch have an interest in all matters of national security and keep tabs on people coming into and out of the country.
So they have 3 appeals, then they're on the way back. Did some checks via Special Branch over the telephone in the car, and they revealed that they were illegal immigrants, but they were going through a appeal process. No, he's just walking on the motorway, that was the only thing. So, yeah, excellent. Right, I'll send them on their way then. And thanks very much for getting back to me. Great. Cheers, then, mate. Thanks. Bye. So, what I know now, basically, you're no problem at all. Yeah. You came in illegally, didn't you? Originally, you came into the country illegally. Yeah. You refused entry. Then you applied. Yeah. Against the appealed rather against the refusal. That was rejected. You applied again. That was rejected. And now you're going through a 3rd application to stay in the country. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that one that's going through now, and there's a result in July for that one.
Yeah.
So for now, yeah, you can go on your own your way, but come July, you have to see what happens then.
Thanks.
Okay. Right. I'll let you out.
Thanks for your help.
No problem. There you go. So don't walk on the motorway. Yeah, get a bus next time. If you cross over there, you got Meadowhall over there. Yeah, cross there where the lights are. Lots of shops there if you want to have a look around over there. Okay then.
Thank you, sir.
Bye then. It takes 2 years and these failed appeals before they will be told that no, you have no right of stay in the country. By which time, where are they? I've spoken to Special Branch. One of them is here legitimately. The other one was an illegal immigrant, but he's applied to stay and appealed against the refusal for his immigration. He was refused. He's applied again, and that's pending now. So they've gone on their way to Meadowhall. We can't take any action against them because they're pending appeals, and that, to be honest, is the most common reply I get when I do stop either a driver or a pedestrian who is an illegal asylum seeker or immigrant. We're told it's an appeal that's pending. Just let him go.
At Doncaster Police Station, the driver caught speeding on the M18 by PC Northam is being processed.
Yeah, about 15.
Do you understand that language?
No understand language, Kurdish, no understand, no writing.
Can you
His
read?
command of the English language has now almost completely petered out.
Can you read Kurdish?
And so has his Kurdish.
That is in Kurdish, that sheet.
No.
You can't read that?
An interpreter is going to have to be called in.
When you stop people who don't speak English or speak very limited, it makes our job really hard. It's frustrating, it's time consuming.
This way.
You know, I could probably deal with 5 people in the time it took me to deal with that one Iraqi gentleman. But the fact remains, he was on our driving on our roads, committing offences, and I had a duty to deal with it.
Shoes off, please. Shoes. Yes, please. Just there.
And take a seat. Okay, when we get an interpreter, we'll come back and see you.
Illegal immigrants are only a recent problem for South Yorkshire's traffic cops. A more established one is the A616 bypass, a road with a history of fatal accidents, many of them caused by drivers overtaking dangerously. Catching the overtakers is PC Andy Brown's bread and butter work.
The A616 Oxford Bypass is the most dangerous road statistically in South Yorkshire for fatalities and serious injury accidents. Most of its stretch now has double white lines down its centre to try and stop people overtaking. In my experience, people are still overtaken on the double white lines.
Brown likes to park up at the end of an especially inviting stretch of the bypass where he can watch for brainless overtakers.
You won't believe it, they don't see you.
The cop car's camera, turned to face the oncoming traffic, will capture on tape the evidence of motorists contravening the white lines and the law.
I've got the camera facing backwards, so if anyone denies the offence, then it's there in black and white, or even colour.
PC Brown has settled in for what might be a long wait for the double white liners, with just his police radio for company.
You're not hiding. I mean, there's lay-bys, park in the lay-by and just observe the double white lines. And even though you're there, again, it shows people's forward observations, they're just not there. And they'll overtake.
30 miles away in Doncaster, traffic colleagues of Brown's are on patrol near the local prison. PC John Mussett, the singing policeman, has an interesting theory about the people who frequent this car park.
Criminals visit criminals, and you do pick up a lot of dodgy cars, stolen cars. They'll even go in stolen cars to visit the mates who are in prison, which you might laugh, but they do.
It's a good place to pick up business.
The Carlton was sort of leaving the car park at the far side. Bumped up the curb quite noticeably, which drew our attention, just as, why did he do that? Didn't particularly seem in a hurry at the time, so we continued around the car park. As he was leaving, we could see he didn't have his seatbelt on. So just as a first in to stop the car to have a chat, was the fact that he wasn't wearing the seatbelt and the manner of driving.
Driving without a seatbelt will cost the driver a £30 fine. Mussett zooms his camera in to record the evidence.
Oh no, he says, I'm gonna get stopped.
The driver's all of a sudden belted up. He's not intending to pull over.
I was screwed up with Darryl McPherson, and it was Darryl who got the first inkling that the car wasn't going to stop.
Success from Tango Mike Alpha 2.
And the lights were red against us. And although he didn't go through at any great speed, he just continued through the traffic lights. We both had a second sense that there was just something wrong. It's not something you can put your finger on and say, I don't know, copper's nose if you like.
York Road,
We avoided collision with 2 or 3 cars at that point. And every set of lights we came to then in the dual carriageway seemed to be against him. took the wing mirror off the Carlton and took a wing mirror off a member of the public's car.
Commentary of the pursuit is being broadcast over the open radio, so any traffic cops able to hear it in the vicinity can assist.
Oh, it's had a crash. Heading towards Doncaster City Town Centre.
Musset needs help, but it's too far away for PC Brown.
It's miles away.
But the crew of the police helicopter Sierra Yankee 99 have picked up the pursuit as well, and they're diverting to the scene.
Yes, 635 now approaching Mar Village, speed is 60, still failing to stop. Yes, we're in heavy traffic in Mar Village. Speed is 40. It's forcing oncoming vehicles into the side of the road and passing Mar Lodge to the offside. It's a grey-coloured Vauxhall Carlton saloon lever. Just thinking, we've got automatic. Do you want to call Stewie through?
He was forcing his way through the traffic. It was, I'm not stopping.
Sierra Yankee 99 has caught up with the chase and is above and filming.
Excess Yankee 99 Channel 1, we've got the pursuit on video and we're following the motor.
Helicopters joining in now. Vauxhall Carlton.
There's no way we're going to get past him at this speed. Sierra Yankees. Yeah. Approaching Hickleton Crossroads and Hickleton Village. Speed is 70.
It was definitely very, very dangerous. You know, he put a lot of people's lives at risk by the way that he drove.
Approaching 20-mile-an-hour speed limit to Lidget Lane. Officers to be aware of the speed bumps.
In the chopper is another police rookie, trainee observer PC Gary Thomas.
We noticed the driver had his sunroof open, so we put our sirens on as well, just to perhaps make him look up and see what were there. That's sometimes enough for them to abandon the vehicle pursuit and bail out on foot, in which case it's a lot safer for the general public.
Yankee 99 to all following vehicles, there's a tractor ahead, over.
The helicopter relayed to us that this tractor was a potential problem. So we were able to back off and negotiate that quite safely.
The car driver's got a plan to lose the cops. He's making for open countryside where he thinks he can escape.
Fucking hell, that's it, bastard thing. Yeah, vehicles on the unmade road. Whoa.
He went off road onto a dirt track. We just couldn't follow him at the speeds he was doing. Would have wrecked the car. Plus it wasn't safe. And the dust he kicked up was like driving into a fog.
We've got some track now. There's some country track now. I'm not sure if the police cars have lost it.
He may have lost the chasing cop cars, but he hasn't yet shaken off the police chopper.
Yes, we have lost sight. We've lost sight due to the ruddy nature of the road. Can Sierra Yankee continue with the commentary?
Sierra Yankee 99, Roger, he's still continuing along Carhead Lane.
So the helicopter could keep track on him then, because he was some distance in front of us. We were probably doing no more than 10 miles an hour down the track. It was extremely undulating.
Sierra Yankee 99, still no deviation, one white male driver. He is aware that we're on him. The pursuing vehicles are still some way behind her.
Of all things, the car was fitted with a sunroof, which had the blind rolled back. So it pulled the cover forward on the sunroof to try and stop the helicopter from videoing him.
99 to all vehicles, he's trying to make his way back to along the track because he's stuck. If you can make your way towards us, you'll get boxed out.
So without the helicopter, he's struggling now.
So he's trying to manoeuvre his vehicle out of a cornfield.
The man's finding it a bit difficult to drive through the long, uncut corn. He's chosen the wrong time of year to come this way.
99 is off the field onto another field, still in the middle of nowhere.
He went through at least one cornfield, across an open field which had been cut. I think there was basically nothing on it, but it was hard enough for this Vauxhall to be able to drive across it. It then went into a field of oilseed rape.
The man's finally abandoned the car.
It's out running, yeah. Good all officers, we've got one running.
With the traffic cops nowhere in sight, he's getting away. Time for drastic action from the rookie chopper copper.
It wasn't the first time I'd deplaned from a helicopter, but it was the second. So once I'd deplaned and was on the ground, the helicopter lifted away, and the suspect then immediately gave up as soon as he saw me on the ground. He stopped running, stood still. I could see that other officers were coming towards me from the little track where they'd stopped.
99, 1 arrested, vehicle recovered, and we're to find anyone shooting down to pick up our observer, over.
One arrested. I wonder if there was only one in the car.
He was 16, shouldn't have had a driving licence. He didn't look particularly young. He'd dropped some friends off who were visiting a prisoner, is what he said afterwards when he was interviewed. And he was looking for somewhere to park the car, but so was. And it spooked him a bit, and he thought, well, I'll go for a drive, maybe they'll ignore me. I'll go for a drive round and come back later.
On the A616, PC Brown's been watching the traffic for an hour, but his patience is about to be rewarded. No one had failed to notice his traffic car parked in the lay-by, not until this white van man, who's in a particular hurry. He's even flashing his headlights to make sure people get out of his way as he overtakes them across the double white lines.
You didn't have the audacity to flash that one. Mike 961 Papa November Bravo. That's the car he overtook. I've got his number for witness detail. He was waving us as he went past.
The dangerous driver's in for the high jump, and one of PC Brown's road safety lectures.
So, you know why we've stopped you?
Yeah.
Any reason for overtaking on the white lines?
Well, no.
It's the most dangerous road in Yorkshire, South Yorkshire, for accidents. More fatalities on this road than any other road. That's why they put the double white lights down and all these new cameras. I think it's the 4th most dangerous road in the country according to accident figures as well. You just do not overtake on double white lines.
Oh, it was well. That car pulled right out from them.
Well, the first one you overtook. There's no reason to do that at all, was there? Long queue of traffic. After you'd overtaken that one, you've still got several cars in front of that one, and unless you're going to overtake them all, what's the point in overtaking one? It's just for identification, that's all. If you're involved in a collision on this road and you're sort of doing that sort of manoeuvre, you'd be looking at death by dangerous driving if you kill someone. That's the sort of thing I've got to consider. If he'd caused anyone else to swerve, or anyone that's coming towards him, or take any sort of evasive action, then I think we'd be looking at certainly careless driving, maybe dangerous driving. He admitted the offence, fully aware of what he'd done, just thought he could get away with it. The penalty for this is fixed at 3 points and £60. Your details are there, that's where the offence has taken place. That's the offence, contravening double white lines. Okay, just give you that. Well, for accidents, there is no worse road in South Yorkshire than this road, and the main cause of the accidents is excessive speed and people overtaking on the double white lines. Numerous witnesses there who went past you. They would have all said, what you were doing. Okay, that was our journey. Ta.
It's been a long day at the office for PC Musset. Time to put away his police gear and tidy his traffic cop treasure trove.
A bit of a mess. There's plenty of Dayglow stuff about. Spare trousers and wet weather gear. A lot of paperwork. Little souvenir from a pursuit we were involved in with a disqualified driver who hit another car and knocked the wing mirror off the car he was in. The number plate came from a BMW 530 diesel, which was involved in quite a nasty accident in one of the outlying villages north of Doncaster, where 5 people who were crammed into the car, nobody wearing a seatbelt. It hit a lamp post, hit 3 fence posts, hit 2 conifers and a bungalow before coming to rest upside down, and there wasn't a straight panel left on the car. And the number plate was about the straightest bit, and they all walked out with just cuts and bruises. The chap didn't want it back. It was probably at the time one of the most horrendous accidents I've been to, where there were virtually no injuries. You know, it was absolutely outstanding that the car had stood up to this. A couple of Polaroids, one showing a lot of alcohol that we seized. We did some Polaroid cameras in those days, before all the patrol cars had videotape. So we'd take a Polaroid out. If there was somebody who was dubious as to their identity, you can get a quick snapshot and you can go along then to the local intelligence office to compare it if you've got an idea of who it might be. So we took the photo of the pile of booze, basically, just to show how much you can get into a transit minibus. Somebody took a photo of me taking some measurements at the scene of an accident. That was in my bearded days. And she's a local shoplifter. She's an American shoplifter, if you recognise her.
As night falls in Sheffield, serious criminals get ready for work. The control room has received a 999 call to say a house has been burgled. Keys for a Ford Mondeo have been stolen.
The owner of the car realised his own car had been stolen. Phoned 999 straight away.
PC Tim Scothen is on high alert. He's seen this method of car theft before. It was the trait of another well-known prolific car thief he had recently caught and put away. Scothen's chosen location seems to support the theory of the copper's nose.
I was sat there literally minutes when the stolen Mondeo drove straight past the front of my police vehicle. I didn't even have to put my blue lights on, because when the driver saw me, he was already accelerating away at quite some horrific speeds along City Road area, Sheffield.
Urgent permission, Tango Delta 32, City Road, out of City. It's a stolen Mondeo.
800 feet up, Sierra Yankee 99 is also back in action and on its way to the pursuit.
Sierra Yankee 99, we have a pursuit, 3 cars are following.
Yes, City Road, out of City. Speed 60 towards Manor Top.
Manor Top is near where Scothen lost the scooter rider earlier. It's an area he knows well.
Tango Delta 32, we are out of City Road.
City Road's a very heavily populated street, lots of cars on there, and this idiot was doing 85, 90 miles an hour on a 30 limit on the wrong side of the road, on the tram tracks, and he was doing anything he could to try and get away from me.
Yeah, we're still at City Road, towards Manor Top.
Driving around at those kind of speeds is just total lunacy.
Even in the dark, the helicopter has had no trouble spotting the pursuit, chiefly because of its thermal imaging camera.
Above the pursuit, stand by.
The car thief made a big mistake driving past Scothen's traffic car tonight, and he's about to make another.
Fortunately for me, the pursuit slowed down quite rapidly when the driver crashed into some curbing on the middle of the road and damaged all the front end of his car.
Can we have downlink, please, when you're there?
Another trick of the traffic cops is to have the helicopter's video relayed back to police headquarters, where officers can watch and decide how the chase will be handled. This time they're not going to be needed. The curb the car thief hit has put paid to his chances of getting away. He's got a puncture. He's lost control. The thief's out and running, and so is Scothen. Who is fittest?
lost control and abandoned the car. We had quite a long foot chase.
Help is at hand. A member of the public has seen the chase coming his way and is going to try and stop the car thief.
And this Good Samaritan tried to rugby tackle the driver. Unfortunately for us, he failed.
But a police panda car has very nearly succeeded in bringing the car thief down where the Good Samaritan had failed. The man's now running for his life. But to succeed, he needs to outrun Scothen and hide from the chopper's camera.
Tried to hide under a car to evade the helicopter, but unfortunately for him, I'd seen him, and we soon arrested him.
The reason why the car thief was so desperate to get away is about to become apparent. It's the man Scothen thought was still in prison.
I got down and grabbed him to detain him. Shouts, "What's your name?" to him, and he went, "Craig Roebuck." And I turned him around and I said, "What are you doing here? I thought you were locked up." And literally, nobody had told me that he'd been released. So I'm trying to do a job. I didn't even know that our number one target was sat under my hands.
A successful end to Scothen's day. Despite the failure to catch the bike thief, his rookie partner PC Hawk has been impressed.
It's been very informative to actually find out what really goes on and what they actually do and to actually find out that they do actually do some work.
Actually do some work, you cheeky monkey. What do you think we do? Just swan around? Hey, hey? Looking pretty?
Craig Roebuck pleaded guilty to burglary and stealing the Mondeo and was sent back to prison for a further 9 months. 25 vehicles were pulled over at the roadside checkpoint, 8 were defective and 6 illegal immigrants were found. The driver of the untaxed lorry who didn't have an operator's licence and whose tyres were illegal was fined £25. The 16-year-old who was driving a Vauxhall Carlton and thought he could escape from the cops by taking to the fields and closing his sunroof was given a 6-month detention and training order. The unlicensed speeding illegal immigrant was ordered to be deported, but has since gone missing and is on the loose. As is the stolen scooter rider who gave the cops the bird and hasn't been seen since.